Good day everyone. My name is Rika Jane R. Kilnet, a third year B.Ed student of Nursu Shatun campus. And today, I'll be discussing about drafting of a lesson plan. Drafting a lesson plan is one of the most important tasks of a teacher, as it serves a comprehensive guide in delivering instruction effectively. Teaching is not an easy profession. It requires managing, planning, executing, and nurturing the creative and unique minds of students. A lesson plan provides teachers with an organized outline of coursework, ensuring that lessons flow smoothly from one part to another. It guarantees a clear sequence of activities, promotes engaging and coherent learning, and allows teachers to adjust instructions suit the diverse needs, abilities, and interests of learners. Now, what do you mean by drafting? So, drafting means preparing the initial or rough version of a lesson plan, and it serves as a guide for teachers on what to teach, and how to assess learners. And when we say lesson plan, this is a systematic and detailed outline developed by educators to structure an instructional period. It serves as an essential roadmap for a teacher, ensuring that a lesson's objectives, contents, activities, and assessments align with the desired learning goals. So why is it important of drafting a lesson plan? Here it is. First, it helps organize teaching objectives and activities. Second, it ensures alignment of objectives, content, and assessment. Third, it provides confidence and preparedness for teachers. And lastly, it saves time and prevents confusion during class. The five common parts of a lesson plan are: first, objectives, and it contains the cognitive, which is the knowledge or the mental skills, and also it contains the affective, which is developing feelings and emotions, and also the psychomotor, enhancing physical and manual skills. And the second part of a lesson plan is the subject matter or the content. Now, it contains the topic, the references, and the materials. The third part of a lesson plan is the procedure, and it contains the preliminary and developmental activities, motivation, presentation of the lesson, discussion, application, and generalization. And the fourth part of a lesson plan is the evaluation. And lastly, the assignment. So there are steps in drafting an effective lesson plan. So the first step is you must identify the learning objectives using the SMART framework. Objectives should be specific in stating what students are expected to learn, and also it must be measurable so that outcomes can be assessed, achievable within the available time and resources. It must be relevant to the lesson topic and curriculum standards. And lastly, it must be time-bound to ensure they can be accomplished during the lesson. And the second step of drafting an effective lesson plan is list the supporting requirements and materials. So you must prepare and organize all tools, materials, and resources needed for the lessons in advance, whether tangible items like books, test tubes, or handouts, or those non-material resources such as online presentations and audio-visual aids. Using varied materials, especially audio and visual activities, it enhances retention, keeps students engaged, and ensures the smooth flow of learning. The third step of drafting an effective lesson plan is plan the specific learning activities. You must design engaging and interactive activities that suit students' learning styles. Also, it develops both hard and soft skills, and it balances theory with real-life applications. It clearly outlines what students should learn, how activities will be organized, group arrangements, and realistic time limits, ensuring all activities align with the learning objectives. So let us proceed to the fourth step. Write down the procedures and instructions in detail. You must provide clear, step-by-step instructions for the lesson, including the materials needed, learning objectives, content details, assignments, groupings, presentation guidelines, practice techniques, and assessment methods to ensure smooth implementation. And do you know what is the step 5? You must set the time frame for each activity. You must create a realistic timeline for each activity to ensure lessons are complete effectively. You must prioritize key objectives, divide content into manageable segments, allow time for questions and discussions, and remain flexible to adjust when needed. Let us proceed to the sixth step of drafting a lesson plan. So, you must organize the lesson outline. Compile all objectives, methods, materials, and key details into a clear outline. Include space for additional notes, observations, and recommendations to keep the lesson plan organized and ready for reference. And do you know what is the last step? The last step is designate grading and assessment methods. You must establish clear criteria and techniques to evaluate students' learning and measure whether the lesson objectives have been achieved. So, those are the 7 steps in drafting an effective lesson plan. Drafting a lesson plan is a vital yet challenging task that provides teachers with a clear outline, such as those goals, objectives, activities, and assessments. It does not need to predict every classroom scenario, but should serve a flexible guide to ensure effective teaching and meaningful learning. A well-prepared lesson plan supports smooth instruction, helps achieve desired outcomes, and fosters a collaborative learning experience between the teacher and the students. That would be all for today, and thank you so much for watching.